Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. We're going to get the show started in just a moment. To everybody watching on Facebook or even on YouTube, consider sharing the concert on Facebook. It is a small way to show appreciation and the best way to grow our little community. A reminder that, as always, Don's live stream is free to all, but if you'd like to make a donation, there's information in all of the chats as well as on screen to do so. Thanks for your patience, and here is Don.
Here's Don. Hey, look at me. Hey, hello everyone. Here, make this movement so I know you can hear me. Hey, there you go. So here, I want to show you something here. See this thing behind me right there? Here, a second. That's a Peter Max poster that was hanging in my bedroom when I was 13 years old, 1970. When we moved, I found it, and so I hung it up there. So I thought maybe in the after party we could all drop acid and just stare at it for a while. What do you think, everybody? On board for that? Come on, Jay. When was the last time you did acid, Jay? Come on, it was a while ago. All right, now, so let's put that aside. Probably that's not a good idea. Here we go. I'm going to start out with a song tonight that's called, first of all, thank you for coming, and thanks for the support, and for making this last year fun for me and for everybody. So welcome to everybody that's on YouTube and on Facebook. You can share it. Oh, here we go. Let's start with this song. It's called It's a Great Day to Not Be Dead. I was on the highway, I was cruising along, decided to put my seatbelt on. A minute later, baby, would you believe a Big Mac truck crashed into me? I told the policeman that I was okay. He said, your seatbelt saved your life today. The ambulance driver, the EMTs, started singing this song to me. They said it's a great day to not be dead. Shooby-doo-wah, shoo-wop, shoo-wah, to not cave in your windshield with your head. Cave in your windshield with your head. You are an ugly man, but if that occurred, believe me, you would be even uglier. And it's a great day to not be dead. Shoo-doo-wah, shoo-wah, shoo-wah. Later that evening with my family, we were sitting on the couch, we were watching TV. There was a drive-by shooting on the 6 o'clock news. They fired 15 bullets at one poor dude. He took one on the finger, one on the shin. The other 13 all missed him, so we called him up at the hospital and we sang to him over the telephone. We said, hey, it is a great day to not be dead, to not have bullets in your head. You know, oh, what wonderful luck you got. The guy that tried to kill you was a terrible shot, and it's a great day to not be dead. Shoo-doo-wah, shoo-wah, shoo-wah. The next news story on my TV set was that guy whose wife brought a knife to bed. Now, that's this song is old now, and this guy was named Mr. Bobbitt, but now I think this is pretty much a nursing home story. It's only for my nursing home audiences because it's so long ago. The next news story on my TV set was that guy whose wife brought a knife to bed. 1 hour later, as the story goes, a part of his anatomy was laying by the road. Well, my sassy wife looked over and she smiled at me. She started singing this song to me. She said, hey, it is a great day to not be dead. Shoot-doo-wah, shoo-wah, shoo-wah. To not have your wife bring a knife with her to bed. Shoot-doo-wah, chop, chop, whoa. She said, I yell, I scream, I complain a lot, but at least I haven't cut no body parts off, and it's a great day to not be dead. Shoo-doo-wah, shoo-wah, shoo-wah. You know, not cutting body parts off is a pretty good quality in a wife, really, when you think about it. I'm looking at my little squares here on Zoom, and I'm staring like Miss Jean through my... What was that thing she used to look through her crystal ball? I'm looking through at all the doobies and the don't be's over there on Facebook and on YouTube, Facebook, and I can see that there's some couples out there. And what I'm saying is that not cutting off body parts is a pretty good quality in a wife, really, when you think about it. And to all my couples in my squares here in front of me and out there on the other platforms, I don't think it's inappropriate if you're with somebody and you've been with them any length of time, and you're still put together anatomically the same way you were when you first met, I don't think it's inappropriate to say thank you. That's right. Well, I thought about my car crash, my close call, and then I started getting sentimental. I said I love this house, love you guys, even love my rusty old car outside, and I'm so happy to be alive with you. Let's do all the things we always said that we would do, 'cause it's a great day. It is a great day. It is a great day. It's a great day. It's a great day to not be dead. Hey. And the crowd goes wild. The crowd's going totally wild. All right, so here, let me just take a reassessment of who's here and what we're doing. So those of you that are new to this, if you're in a relatively quiet place, you can go ahead and unmute yourself so we can hear some applause in between. Don't worry if it gets noisy. We have technicians behind the scene that are quick to mute you if you get out of hand. But it's nice to have a little of that going here. I was thinking about this one today. I'll play this for all the young people out there. Pretty soon the world's going to open up and you're going to be able to go find your place in the world. Hard, dark, cold world with everybody in their cars in a million-mile traffic jam trying to get to their jobs. You there with your bright light hiding in your little room with your guitar and your pencil writing your secret tune. Go light, go light, go light the world on fire. This is your day, it's your time. Go light the world on fire. In the first part, if you learn what you love to do. In the middle part, if you do it a lot till it becomes a part of you. In the last part, you can give the world the best work of your life. And then you lay down with a big smile, tell this whole world good night. Go light, go light, go light the world on fire. This is your day, it's your time. Go light the world on fire. It's a hard, dark, cold world with everybody in their cars in a million-mile traffic jam trying to get to their jobs. We need you to come on down from your little room. Bring your bright light to the dark night. Play us your secret tune. Go light, go light, go light the world on fire. This is your day, it's your time. Go light the world on fire. Go light, go light, go light the world on fire. This is your day, it's your time. Go light the world on fire. Go light the world on fire. Go on and light the world on fire. Crowd is going wild tonight. This is a good group here tonight. So we have after party coming up later. My friend Teresa Storch is going to be with us from Colorado, and my friend John Svecki will be with us, and I'm hoping for an appearance by a really lovely young poet named Damien Carter, going to come to us from Vermont. So we'll be doing that later. But for now, that song made me think of this song. I'm in a good mood tonight. I'm not always in a good mood. These people see me every week. So sometimes I just barely get through this thing. But today I feel pretty good. All right. This is for all the old hippies out there, and I can see you. I can smell. You know, this technology is amazing. I can smell the patchouli and all that from here. So this is for all of you that go back that far. It's called Woodstock Memories. grandma went to Woodstock back in 1969. She keeps her ticket stub and a chunk of mud at her house in a little shrine. She was always the girl in the hippie dress twirling at the shows by the Grateful Dead. If you ask her about it, man, you better sit down. Grandma will talk the ears right off your head. If you get her talking about the Grateful Dead, the Summer of Love, or the Kool-Aid acid test. Jenny was always in a glory when she could hear the stories from her grandma's hippie friends about peace and love, taking care of one another, how great it all was back then. And at night she would dream of being on the bus with Kesey, seeing Jimmy in 69. But when she wasn't dreaming, she always had the feeling that somehow she'd been born in the wrong time. You know, you should have been 20 in 1969. All the gray-haired hippies say that all the time. But the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are living on the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, having all kinds of fun, singing, there's only 1 minute, if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. I love you, Grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, be there then. It's gonna take a big leap of faith if you really want to find your tribe. And those were the first words Jenny heard in a song that she found online. And that summer she drove all the way to Minnesota to the Shangri-La Festival. And there they all were, all the people like her, who grew up believing that they were all alone. They said, hey girl, welcome home. Because the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are driving down the road to Minnesota, having all kinds of fun, singing Jimmy and Jerry are dead and buried and they're never coming back again. I love you, Grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, be there then. Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock in 1969. And since then she believed there was never going to be a better time, and that's alright. But if you don't take your big leap of faith and get out there and find your scene, it will pass you by while you are trying to find your grandma's long gone Woodstock memories. Her Woodstock memories. While the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are living on the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, having all kinds of fun, singing, there's only 1 minute, if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. I love you, Grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, be there then.
Oh, hey, hey.
I believe that deserves a close-up of the Peter Max poster that I found in my closet that I used to hang in my room when I was 12 years old, 1969-70. There it is right there. Everybody stare at that and feel hallucinogenic for a few minutes. Now we get back to the earth. All right, so I'm going to read something for you now. Let's see. I'm just kind of put this in gallery mode so I can see who I'm dealing with here. See if there's anybody here that I owe money to or anything. All right, so this is a piece from my new book. So I swore I would never write another book. I swore I would never do it, and for good reason. Because as I can see, we got some writers out there. Nobody knows how hard it is to write a book. It's impossible. It's like lonely, and I learned so much about writing. When I first wrote my book, this was a long time ago now. I learned so much about writing after 2.5 years of writing the book that I went back and rewrote everything because I had learned so much. And then I thought to myself, this is a recipe for never finishing this book, right? I mean, I'm just going to keep learning and keep hating what I wrote. And so I swore I would never do it, but it made money. And now I need the money. So I'm writing another book. It's totally a mercenary on this. I don't, but there's a couple of things about this. One thing is that, I was thinking about naming this book. My last book was called Memoirs of a C Student. Here's a picture of it right here. Memoirs of a C Student. The cover of it is a desk that I like. This is a photograph of a desk that I used to, in school. There's a story in here about that with that, like the inkwell there. Remember those desks? They were bolted to the floor. Remember those? in my grade, when we had those desks, my classmates who were like the we were like a containment area. It was called 7J, 7I. Like the dumbest kids in the school, right? Basically, when I went to the 7th grade, half the kids in the school had been in the 7th grade for 6 years. You know what I mean? Like, when a 7th grader's scholastic career is winding down when he's driving his own car to school, right? Right? So, anyway, they figured out that these desks, they were the chair and the desk were all bolted to the floor, and some geniuses, mechanical geniuses in my class that year, 7th grade, figured out that if everybody that the structural integrity of the classroom floor could be significantly compromised if everybody rocked back and forth at the same time in their bolted down chairs, right? So we did that for a while. But anyway, here's the new book. I'm not sure what it's going to be called. I'm thinking that I'm going to call it Stories I Couldn't Tell While My Parents Were Alive. Not sure if that's a good title or not, but I do like the name of it. And this is a piece here about what it was like to grow up as a person who loved reading and literature in an urban factory town working class community where if I used my vocabulary, my friends would punch me in the head. Like my vocabulary was a liability for me. So I had to grow up knowing, keeping my love of language a secret. It was dangerous for them to know that I like to read and write. Okay, so this is in two parts. First part is called Breaking Up with My Muse. I think we need to see other people. Don't look at me like that. This has been coming for a long time. I always thought that this was a partnership. But it has never been that. It's always been about you. What you want, what you need, and what I can do to turn your wants and needs into something real. How many countless, irretrievable hours, days, and weeks have I spent sequestered in a tiny room, torturing myself over what exact words to use on some poem, song, or story idea that you swore to me was brilliant, only to realize later that it was stupid and not worth 1 minute of time. And where did the time that I used to polish these turds come from? Oh, I don't know. Maybe from learning a trade. Without a lifetime of constant distractions, I could have been a plumber. I could have made $50 an hour and been nearing retirement now with a full pension. And let's not forget the alienation. You made me skip school at 15 years old and sit in Lynn Woods reading Siddhartha. Why? You knew I had to live in this town with the sons and daughters of football-loving proletarians for whom the suspicion that I might possess even a modest vocabulary was all the justification needed to kick my artsy behind. And remember that job I had paving driveways that summer in Maine with that crew of the newly unincarcerated? How long did it take them to figure out that I was a weirdo who liked to write poetry? Hey, Shakespeare, see that girl walking by? Why don't you write us a sonnet about her behind? Ah, ha, ha, ha. I have suffered merciless harassment and alienation and have been surrounded and tortured by disproportionately empowered illiterates all of my life. I am sick of it. I'm breaking up with you. Never call me again. That's part one, okay? This is part two. Part two is called Apologizing to My Muse. All right. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I didn't really mean any of those things I said. I wish I had been on Ambien. Then I could say it was a bad reaction. But it appears that I do not need the support of pharmaceuticals to behave ungraciously. So I have no choice but to own it. I'll understand if you never speak to me again, but just hear me out. The alienation that you filled my formative years with forced me to become an astute observer. Initially, it was a survival skill that allowed me to predict and elude violence that might be coming my way. But later, that attentiveness helped me to become a writer who could occasionally create work that resonated. I suppose I could go on about our creative accomplishments and the fulfilling and interesting life that we have created, but all I've been able to think about today is the word home. When I was a boy and my dad was whiskey drunk, I would be awakened from the sweet dreams of youth by angry voices, and there, in the vulnerable half-conscious twilight between dream and day, as I was free-falling toward the awakened world, and before I could don the armor my mind had created to shield my unhardened heart, I knew the terror of being a rabbit carried to the fox den. At the moment before transitioning to the physical world, I would feel that you, my inner voice, my trusted consigliere, my hiding place, my brilliant and tenacious enemy of conventional wisdom, were there beside me. And through the comfort of knowing that you had watched over me as I slept, I would hear your voice whisper into my undefended dusk one single word: home. On the walk to school those mornings, we would write songs and stories, and I belonged. Not at the house I slept in, not at the school I attended, not with the children that I played with, but with you. Because of you, home has been with me for every mile of my life's journey. Thank you for the survival skills. Thank you for the unique way of seeing the world. Thank you for the ability to describe my world in a way that occasionally resonates. And thank you for a home that knows no walls and from which I hopefully will never be evicted. Ta-da! My dad said, son, if you keep going on this way, you got a bad report card. You're gonna wind up as a lumper on a cruise someday. I said, Dad, what's a lumper? I was laughing so hard, rolling on the floor. Dad, no one uses words like lumper anymore. The guys are outside, it's Friday night. I gotta go. See you later, and thanks for the lecture. If you keep doing the things that you are doing, that's what he said. If the things that you are doing don't do you in, they can always use another lumper on the second chance crew. You know, me, Billy, Bob, Rick, and Ray, those were my drinking buddies. We were living for the party every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know, one by one they moved away from home. The time went by, the next thing I know, I'm 31, I'm drinking with a bunch of 19-year-olds. What a loser, man, what a loser. If you keep doing the things that you are doing, if the things that you are doing don't do you in, they can always use another lumper down on the second chance crew. Second chance people got a touch of gray, partied their teens and their 20s away, but now they're sober, starting over in their 32. They're just so glad to be working on the second chance crew. Come on, lumper, those pallets aren't gonna move themselves. You should have studied a little harder in school. I wound up in the program, I know that's no surprise. I make the minimum wage, but at least I didn't die. You know, my knees are aching and my back is sore. I've been dragging these ladders across a plywood floor. And Dad, I never wonder what a lumper is anymore. Because I'm a lumper if you keep doing the things that you are doing. If all these things you are doing don't do you in, They can always use another lumper down on the second chance crew. Smoke it, drink it, and puff it up your nose while your education goes up in smoke. And when you're in your 30s and the party is through, we're saving you a seat at the meeting and a job lumping on the crew. A seat at the meeting, seat at the meeting, the seat at the meeting, seat at the meeting, a seat at the meeting and a job lumping on the crew. That's what's waiting for you. A seat at the meeting and a job lumping on the crew.
Hey, John, all right.
Oh, now I'm hearing everybody. Oh my God. Neil, are you there? Is that your voice I just heard?
That's my voice. Yes, it is.
Good to hear you, Neil. Good to see you. Here, I'm gonna play one. I'm gonna play one here for I think the first time I ever played this. I had to practice it and remember the lyrics earlier. This is on an album called Little Niche. It was kind of a what do they say? It was an album that was a million seller. I got a million of them in my cellar.
I like that.
That joke is older than I am, and I'm old. So just so you know, but this is a song. This is a song about. It's a theme that comes up a lot for me. It's about making sure that you tell people you love them while you can do it, right? And it's a true story. I'm going to be playing in New Hampshire, an actual physical show in New Hampshire pretty soon. And so this all took place in New Hampshire. It made me think of it. It's called Marlene. No relation to the Marlene that comes here every week, but I just wanted to play this. Just we'll see. So let me know what you think about it. As long as you like it. If you don't like it, be quiet. They all came here just to see Marlene. No more doctors, no more treatments now, just friends and family. As she walks into the backyard, you can see it on her face. Marlene is where the hospice people call the sacred place. Marlene can see the light that shines out from the other side. That light is all around her now. That light is in her eyes. It flies off of her fingers as she dances with her son, and it splashes on the faces of these people that she loves. Circle her as music starts to play. She is dancing like an angel to a song by Marvin Gaye. Marlene is not quite here. Marlene is not quite gone. She's dancing somewhere between this yard and the great big blue beyond. Marlene can see the light that shines out from the other side. That light is all around her now. That light is in her eyes. It flies off of her fingers as she dances with her son, and it splashes on the faces of these people that she loves. They all came here just to see Marlene. Soon they'll all go home and think about these things that they have seen. I think all that she is saying is make time for those you love as she dances between worlds here in the backyard with her son. Marlene can see the light that shines out from the other side. That light is all around her now. That light is in her eyes. It flies off of her fingers as she dances with her son, and it splashes on the faces of these people that she loves. She is lighting up the faces of these people that she loves.
Nice.
All right, Dawn. Wow.
Good on. Hey.
I don't
All right,
remember,
Dawn. Beautiful.
I don't remember hearing that song, Dawn.
You know, I've been around a long time. I got a lot of songs that nobody's ever heard.
Yeah. You're tricking us tonight, huh?
Well, just briefly, Marlene was the sister of a fan of mine, and I raised some money for her. She needed treatments, and she left the country to get some treatments. And eventually, cancer took her. But just before she went, they had like a goodbye Marlene party, and it was beautiful because she was kind of like. She was well enough to be there. She was on a morphine trip, I think, but she could dance and everything. She was still okay. She was doing okay, and she didn't live a lot longer than this. But I played, and every song, it was like I played in the backyard, and it was awkward because every song seemed to have some reference to the future, which was the thing that Marlene wasn't going to have a whole lot of. And then when I was done, they pushed all the chairs out of the way, and they turned on some music, Marvin Gaye's greatest hits, and her and her son danced. Everybody faded away, and they just danced around this room, and that's what it looked like to me. All these people were there to say goodbye to her, and normally people's faces you can kind of gauge how they feel, right? They're sad or they're happy, but this was too complicated to gauge it because they're happy to be with this person, but they knew they probably weren't going to see her again, so they had these, as there was, you were looking at the people watching her and her son dance, their faces were not, this is the only time they ever looked that way. Either they're one thing or the other in normal circumstances. And then as she had him by one hand like this, and she was kind of throwing her arm like that, and to me it just looked like light was coming off of him. So I went and wrote the song and sent it to her, and she got to hear it, and I'm still friends with the family, so.
Wonderful tribute you gave to them. That was really nice, Dawn.
I have to do the best I can.
Yes, you do. For everybody.
So that I don't know if you're new to this thing, you probably heard that I was funny. That was not very funny, was it? It's the worst comedy show in the history of the internet, ladies and gentlemen. There it is right here. So let me scope out who's here now. Let me see. I just love you guys so much for being here all the time. Hi Sarah, how's your cat? How's your rattlesnake?
Rattlesnakes are we don't know where they are. But my cat that was missing, he's not doing so good. He's sick right now, so I don't know what's going on with him. His ears are kind of funky, and
well, I'll have a good thought for Sarah's cat. Sarah lives in California near Yosemite, and she's wrangling rattlesnakes out there, her and her cat every night. So I have a good thought about that. But thank you for coming. I see Damien's here, Damien, and the Vermont crew. Damien's going to read poetry for us in a little while, so thanks here. Our kids are grown, they're both in their 20s. They live at home, they are never going to leave. And why should they go? They've got it good here, Their food, their phone, their rent is free. They would have to be out of their minds to leave. But I was thinking, what if things were different? you know, living here at home with you and me. What if we decided we could act like they both did when they were in their teens? So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I've got the key, let's steal our daughter's car. And we'll both get really drunk, we'll put a big dent in her trunk. We'll drive fast on the thoroughfare. If we get a speeding ticket, we won't care. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild. They'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mama, climb out of this window. Come on out and be 16 with me. Picture our kids calling all of our friends up and asking them if they know where we are. Of course, all our friends will lie and say they ain't seen us all night. But we'll be standing right beside them while they're on the phone, smoking and drinking and carrying on. When we come strolling home on Sunday morning, you know, around 10 o'clock while the neighbors walk to church, our kids will ask us where we've been, and then they'll ask us again, and we will just make up a great big lie and swear that it's the truth until the day we die. And they'll be the ones who are trying to find the truth out. We'll be the ones who are lying through our teeth. And under pressure, we'll confess that we had unprotected sex. That will gross them out so much they might just start to think about moving out. If turnabout is fair play in this life, then what better way to encourage them to live than to give them both a dose of what it was like to live with them when they were in their teens. So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I have got the key, let's steal our daughter's car. We'll both get really drunk, we'll put a big dent in her trunk, and no one will know where we are until we come home in a police car. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild. They'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mom, climb out of this window. Oh man, be careful. You're not as young as you used to be. That's 40 feet down there. I should have brought a ladder, probably. You know what? The kids are both drunk and passed out. Let's just go out the front door. Come on out and be 16 with me. 'Cause I remember you when you were 16. You were the most beautiful thing that I had ever seen. So wake up, mama, wake up, mama, wake up, mama, and be 16 with me.
Yeah, go on. I love that song.
All right. So I was kind of hoping that Jen from Michigan would be here tonight, but she's not. But I'm gonna show you something that she posted. But first, I have to tell you. So Jen is probably in her mid-20s now, I'm guessing. But her dad used to bring her every time I played in Michigan, which I played at least twice a year since 1999 or so. And they would come every show, sit in the front row. And so she's been seeing me since she was a little kid. Now she has a girl of her own who is named Eleanor. And Eleanor was indoctrinated into being a fan of mine before she came down the chute, as we so indelicately put it, right? Like before she was born, right? And especially this song called "I Know What Love Is," which was Jen's favorite song, and then this baby was hearing this tune before it was born, right? So now she's, I don't know how old she is now, under 2 probably. But I have to just show you this video here for a second. Then I'll sing the song. But I just want to show you this. I don't even know what to say about it. But go ahead and be sure, Brandon, that you play it from the beginning because there's just a little bit of the music at the beginning.
No, he's playing the video. Video.
Is it no audio? Brandon.
Yeah.
So I missed the beginning audio. Can you get it from the beginning? Turn it up some. He picks her up and he holds her. He says he say alright, things don't change. And he's glad that she's here as the child lays her head on his shoulder. She whispers these words in his ear. There is no pop music going to that.
Oh man, that is great.
Like, you know, it's I Know What Love Is or tears from that baby.
She does it here too when she's here at the show with her. It's the same thing. She'll be playing around, and as soon as you do that song, she's like looking at the screen.
Yeah.
And remember the T-shirt she has, Dawn.
Yeah. I think
Future Dawn White fan, and it's pointing the arrow down.
well, maybe we'll show that at the end of the song. But you know, like you write these songs and you never know what's gonna happen with them. But the fact that that a baby can become a fan of it before it's born and then have no use for anything on the radio. I don't know if I could have thought of that when I first wrote this thing. But anyway, I want to send it out to her and to Jen for all the support and to everybody. There is a little girl with pretty curls. She's about 5 years old, and she is waiting at the gate for her dad to come home. When he pulls around the corner in his shiny white car, she feels the magic light up in her heart. And he picks her up and he holds her. He says he missed her. He's glad that she is here. As the child lays her head on his shoulder, she whispers these words in his ear. Daddy, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now she is 20 and there's plenty of love everywhere. She's getting married, so her family and her friends are all there. They've gathered this morning to stand at her side as she waves goodbye to this time in her life. And they each take a moment to hold her and to tell her what she means to them. In a world that seems to keep getting colder, she has been blessed with a warm family and friends. She says, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are older and no one told her it got crazy like this. They're going to night school, they're working jobs too, and they're raising 3 kids. The youngest one is crying with a bruise on her knee. She needs attention and she needs sympathy. And when she picks her up and she holds her, that old magic lights up in her heart. And as the child lays her head on her shoulder, she knows exactly why they're working so hard. Little girl, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are 60 and their history spans 40 odd years. They have buried their parents, now their grandkids are here. There's something about the way they look in each other's eyes that speaks softly about the meaning of life. And when he puts his arm out to hold her, it feels so familiar and warm. She thinks love is an expanding endeavor till your last breath, from the moment you're born. Now she is 80 and she hates being in this nursing home. Her man's been gone now for a long while and she feels so alone. She closes her eyes and she begins to pray that a little comfort might just come her way. And God lifts her up and he holds her. And she remembers this feeling she has. She is not a woman whose life is almost over. She's a little girl being held by her dad. And God, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. And God, love is real simple. Love is real simple. Love is real simple and true.
Thanks, Dawn.
Thank you so much, Dawn. That's so beautiful.
All
Beautiful.
right.
So
Beautiful.
beautiful.
That was super done.
Love it.
Beautiful, Dawn.
I don't think I can hear that and not shed a tear.
Damien, I'm glad to hear your voice. I'm going to be with you in 1 minute. So, Brandon, would you post that other photograph? Do you have it just so we can sort of
Yep.
put bookends on this thing for Jen here? There it is right there. Look at that. That's Eleanor while she was listening to Dawn to I Know What Love Is before she could see the light of day. All right. So
That's amazing.
thanks, everybody. I'll just tell you a little bit about that song. I wrote it in 1991 when I thought it was done before the 97th verse or something in it. Before it's a long song, right? And the band, the John Svetke's here. I used to play with this band called the Loomers, and they had to sing it, and they would torture the thing. They'd be like, and now she's 120, and she smells funny, and they'd be doing all that at rehearsal, just stretching it out like that. but I thought it was done with the grandparents thing, right? So, but then I was driving to work one day on the highway, did a 2 hour ride, and the other verse came to me, the one that sort of ties it up, the God verse, I guess you'd call it. And man, like it killed me. I pulled my car over. I was like crying. I thought like some cop's gonna think I'm an escaped patient here. I'm just like, like sitting by the side of the Mass Pike, bawling my eyes out wide. I'll be like, I just invented it. I just created a song. It's so beautiful. All right, come with me, Mr. White. You're a danger to yourself and to the highway here. But and now, so 1991, it was a long time ago, right? And I have I have been the male character in every verse of the song now, right? Right? Like I was the guy in his 20s, the guy, the married guy with the kids, the grandparents. There's, I'm gonna have to write a couple more verses, if I want to keep living.
We'll all be waiting for it, Don. I bet even John Svetke would too.
All right, so this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna have our poets corner. This is something that you can tell that I'm comfortable tonight because my accent's coming up. Do you know what I mean? I almost said corner, right? The poet's corner, but I stopped myself. The poet's corner, right? But that's what happens when I'm comfortable. Like when I'm comfortable, I relax and my accent comes out. So I don't know what you're doing to me tonight, but you're making me feel pretty relaxed, you little squares. And those of you on different platforms, if you want to come over here to Zoom and yap at me in between songs, you're welcome to. Brandon, our technician, will put the information in the chats for you. You're welcome to come over here, or you can stay anonymously in the witness protection program on YouTube. You can stay on Facebook and scroll cat videos while you should be watching me. I don't take it personal, but whatever. You're welcome to come over here. So back to the poetry corner. So my world is broken up into sort of different things: there's storytelling, comedy, songs, poetry, comedy, songs, but lying. I think lying is a big one of them in there somewhere. Like all that. And I like to introduce my music audience, or the people that aren't familiar with my storytelling world or my poetry world, to people. So we started this little thing here. This is what's going to happen. We're going to have a guest poet here, and he's going to read for five minutes or so, and then we'll take a break. During the break, it's just a few minutes, 3 minutes. You can it's not an intermission. It's just a chance for me to get up off this chair for a minute, and it's also a chance to donate if you want to. And if you're new here, this is always free. I know people are struggling out of work. Don't worry about that if you don't have any money. But if you can donate to the grocery bill here, whatever money you get, we'll buy groceries with it tomorrow. Tomorrow's grocery day, and we'll and those of you that come all the time and donate, and you know who you are, I think I'm gonna put your name on a shelf in my cabinets, like the Marlene and Tommy ramen noodle shelf in my house. So, anyway, I'm going to talk to you about this young man. This is when we started Speak Up, which was a spoken word open mic in Lynn, Massachusetts. Started it, I'm going to say 12 years ago, maybe something like that. It was right downtown in a pretty interesting part of Lynn, tough part of Lynn, and Damien showed up, and I think he could tell me if this is true or not when we get the spotlight on him. But I don't believe that he had performed before, but he was such a natural at it and such a nice young man. I really think the world of him, and he's moved on to Vermont. He's growing mushrooms and glass blowing. He's doing all the things. Like he's like, if I was his age, I would have been hitchhiking, and he would have been the guy who picked me up, and I'd be sleeping on his floor testing out his mushrooms that he's growing, something like that. Right? Yeah. Like he's like a modern version of what we saw in the 70s. But I couldn't love him any more than I do. He's a fantastic wordsmith and just a big-hearted young man. And I'm so delighted to pull him out of the wilderness in Vermont to read for you. So Brandon, can we spotlight Damien? And Damien, can you just talk a little bit just to make sure that your sound is okay? Just say hello.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's
It's wonderful to hear you again, and
Thank
hello
you.
everyone. Yeah.
Introduce us to the master person next to you.
This masked person here is Sarah, who is also a wonderful poet and many other things. My partner living here, and then my friend over here is also another talented poet, Maddie. We had her over for dinner and hang out and see
Good.
this stuff.
Well, maybe I'll get to hear everybody eventually. So why don't you do 5 minutes for us? You can do one long one or a couple of short ones, whatever you like. And it's good to see you. And you know I love you, right? You know.
Oh, I love you too, man. It's so nice to hear your voice and hear your music again, and
Thanks.
always just a warm thing.
So the way this goes is we'll take a little break after this, and then if you're around, you don't have to be, but if you're still with us at around 9, a little after 9, you're welcome to do another piece then. Okay?
Lovely.
All right. So
Yeah, you had a very
go for it, brother.
I'm gonna do this one that I think it was the one that Don was most impressed by. And he had me do it at one of his coffee houses back in the day. You remember that one, Don?
Sure, I do. Go ahead.
How's that one? You want that
That was
one?
great. Perfect.
Cool. I was reading a book called A Man and His Symbols by some contemporaries of Carl Jung, and it mentioned this thing called the bush soul, and that's where it came from. My pig soul, it teaches me to bask in mud's beauty, the start of plants, trees, and flowers new. This water soul of mine shows me the signs of what is inside me, to see what I haven't seen, as thoughts the obscene come to shows my dreams. Dream, sleep, and look at the stars. Sleep, dream, ripples pushing to the twilight. We read the constellations and believe in all correlation in our dreams and stars and thoughts' destination, and we find such divination. But my house soul tells me beauty's improvement, to prove to everyone I can do it. I'm successful and happy. What's that my shadow tells me? I can't live this way. You're driving us to insanity. What's that you tell me? Stop searching for joy through consumption. It's disrupting our function, manifesting as nightmares, and impairing our function. The shadows reaching to recover me. But I kill them. With my computer's light, taking the shadow and making it bright, erased. My computer software tells me of an error in my hardware, and if I don't tend to it, disaster is quite near, scanning and programming the world into reality, virtual and spiritual. We breathe a lie when we start to die in hospitals, delaying, leaving, and learning from what we've left behind. And my computer soul tells me it's all logically straightforward, and there's only a couple of ways to get to the core of my memory. Symbolic, collaborative, embracing the bush soul's narrative that I read in my thoughts, my dreams, that I seize to take hold and unfold the way. Please, 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 won't you linger a little longer in that deep water? We must breathe oh so slowly. To see and remember the time that I touched you and you cowered from me, the symbol God gave was the eyes of so fire, but cold winds spiraling my heart straight in front of me, stretching, ripping, and expanding me, creating symbols as I collect this into my memory. And you and I will mark this occasion differently. Who's misinterpreting whose reality? I don't know. But I will take the time to throw the rock of spirit, what is mine, in your deep water, dig in, swim down, and find the meaning, and believe what you feel. So please, sleep, dream, and look at the stars, and feel the current that will stir up the meaning. Ripple it out, because life is fleeting. It's fleeting.
That was beautiful, Damien. Wow.
All right, Damien. Woo!
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah. That's
Really
how
great.
it's done.
You know, whenever anybody tells you that the future doesn't look good, you just remember people like Damien and his friends. They're, they're just putting positive energy into this world from the ground up, and I'm so glad to know them. It's just a delight to have you in my life, in my world. One more time for Damien Carter, please. Everybody.
Wow, Damien, that was so wonderful. Thank
That's
you.
great, Damien. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we'll take a little break here. Stare at the Peter Max poster and see what kind of psychedelic experience you can have, and I'll be back in just a little while.
Are we
Brandon, did we lose the stream?
No, it's still going.
Just wondering, I was poking around over there, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's still going.
All right, can you hear me, everybody? Go like this, like make sure I. All right. So Brandon, did we lose the stream out there? Because I didn't.
No, we didn't.
You sure? No.
Yeah, it's still going. I'm watching it right now on YouTube.
Can you just check my page for me? Just make sure it's over there too.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, thanks. All right, so we got some requests here. Sarah, you're gonna be happy. Somebody requested Elijah, the precocious orchard queen.
All right, Sarah's
Yeah,
I think that's
someone's got taste.
So we'll do that. That's a good one to segue from I Know What Love Is. I always like doing that.
Leave it to Sarah.
All right, from the sublime to whatever this is.
Awesomeness.
From the sublime to awesomeness. All right, so I think we're gonna have a dance party tonight too. Sarah, what do you think of that? You still with us?
I think that's a divine idea.
All right, because John Svetke is going to be in our after party, and it's his voice on the Boom Chuckle
Yes.
Wang song.
Yes, and I think we can honor Leroy by dancing.
Yeah.
Let's honor Leroy by dancing.
So our friend Leroy White passed away, and he was one of the great people that ever lived. The one in a trillion. So yeah, dance like a lion. Dance like a lion. All right, so that's a good idea. All right, so but before we do that, we'll do this very serious number here called. If I can read, I hope I only play it when because it's demanded of me. So this is the true story from Washington State when we were hitchhiking around. We looked like Damien and his friends. We looked just like them, kind of scruffy, living in the country, happy as all, free and happy, right? And we got a job of picking pears in Washington State. We ran out of money out there. This was after we were hitchhiking for pretty close to 3 years, or you believe that? Every time I say that, I can't believe that it's true. But my wife and I got hopelessly addicted to hitchhiking, and so we got this job on the orchards in a place called Peshastin, Washington, and this is what happened there, and it's all true. Most of the stories that I tell are little seedlings of truth. That I water and turn into gigantic rainforest of exaggeration. But this one is true right down to its molecules. This would be a good one to unmute for because it's got a few laughs in it. In theory, you can't guarantee them, but it's nice to hear them. So here we go. Let me tell you about the fall of '79. We were running out of money, we're running out of time. We wound up picking pears way over in Washington. For 8 months before that, we were hitching down the road with a dog, Elijah. 1 year old, we had that dog ever since he was a little pup. Now our baby was growing up. Walk on into Elijah, I just can't say. I guess she started reaching the curious age, and she had this aroma she was sending all over the land. And in every backyard for 4 or 5 miles, every male dog was howling and going wild. They were driving their owners crazy, but they didn't care. Dog love was in the air. Jumping out of windows, breaking off chains. Poodles, Cocker Spaniels, German Shepherds, Great Danes, raunchy, rabid, ugly, mangy, mean. They were trying to find the orchard queen. I was in a tree, Elijah was right down beneath me. To my surprise, I saw 25 male dogs closing in on her. And so I picked a pear, I threw it on down, and I hit a Cocker Spaniel. I knocked him to the ground, he got up quick, he was dazed, but he wasn't deterred. So I threw down another, and I hit him on the head. He went down hard, thought he was dead, but he still went for Elijah after taking 2 direct hits. The little sucker was passionate. We jumped from the tree, we ran to the shack, pursued by a horny, crazed wild dog pack, and our dog Elijah followed us every inch of the way. And when we got to the shack, we were both in shock, and we felt like we were in a movie by Hitchcock. We looked at each other and we didn't know what to say. How could our little girl act this way? You know, you try to bring him up right, you feed him alcohol, you keep him tied at night, you try to teach him morals and teach him about society. And one day they are a sweet innocent child, the next day you know they're all running so wild. Elijah, I never thought you would turn out to be the picture of promiscuity. The next morning, I took a pair of my BVD underwear and I put them on Elijah and I put her tail through the little hole. Let's all try to picture that if we could. And I let her run free in the orchard that day, and every male dog in Washington state took a try at Elijah, but the only thing they felt was the low-budget chastity belt. That night, when we got to the shack, I took the underwear, I threw them out back. They were wet and they were dirty, and I didn't think much of it. But Lord Almighty, what happened then? When the male dogs got a good whiff of them, it was the biggest dog riot that there ever was anywhere. It was over Elijah's underwear. They fought and rumbled and they brawled all night. They were killing one another till the morning light. They were fighting to the death for the greatest prize anywhere. And when it all was finished, when it all was done, a Doberman Pinscher was the champion. He was wounded, but he looked so triumphant standing there with Elijah's underwear. He won them fair and square. They were torn to shreds, but they didn't care. It was the greatest prize in all of dogdom. He looked so proud standing there, and then him and his canine buddies began gleefully to whistle the theme to their favorite 50s television program called Lassie, which was really hard for them because whistling is really hard for dogs, but they did it because, just because. I haven't been able to whistle for a while now, let's try it. There you go.
All right,
I love that
dog.
one.
That was awesome.
Wicked classy.
That was hilarious.
Very classy.
That's a spiritual number, I think. All right, I was a young man when I wrote that song, and I thought I didn't realize that it would live this long. Really, I didn't know it would live longer past the first time I played it. The first time I played it in a church, I didn't think that I knew I wasn't coming back to that church. That's what I knew for sure. But and here it is, all these years later. All right, so I'm gonna play one more song, then we're gonna have our dance party. I'm gonna teach you how to dance on Zoom. All right, so here's a song. Want Damien to play this for Damien, for everybody. This is for you. If you turned out to be kind, but you were raised by people who weren't, who had too many problems to show you what kindness was. It's a song for you if you turned out to be gentle, if you were raised by people who were not well enough to be gentle with you. It's for you if you turned out to be nurturing to the people around you and your own children when the people who raised you weren't well enough to be able to nurture you. It's called That's What Makes You Beautiful, it's got a lot of words in it. That's because I've been hanging around with people like Damien and Jay O'Callahan and all these wordsmiths, and so I've crammed 4 songs worth of words into this thing here. But to make up for it, after I'm done with it, we're gonna play a song called Boom Chukka Wang Wang, which is my my new direction in my career now. I'm only writing songs about booty shaking after this. I'm trying to write novellas. I'm just gonna be so we'll explore that later. But this is the way we're gonna wrap the night up. Thank you for everyone who was able to donate. I appreciate you, and thank you for everyone who's come. After this song in the dance party, we'll have a song circle with John Svecki and my friend Teresa Storch, who's coming in from Colorado, and then we'll get Damien to do another poem, and we'll see who else shows up. Maybe I'll play another one, but all right, so here we go. That's what makes you beautiful. This is the song that you deserve for turning out good when nobody showed you how to be that way. You know, you needed to know that somebody saw it and appreciated the miracle of it. And this is for you, all of you. You were taught by your world that empathy and kindness were the kind of things that made a person weak. They said push and grab and fight every minute of your life and trample those between you and what you believe you need. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all the years of fear and insecurity, singing cruelty is always weak, but love and empathy are strong enough to break the chains of selfishness and greed. Gentle is the strongest thing to be. You know it is not your fault that heroin and alcohol made them both too ill to give their children what they really need. But it sure would have been nice to be encouraged once or twice, to feel safe at night, or to have a life with just a little normalcy. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. When you feel hatred in your heart, you just remember who you are, and that underneath the weight of hate, your heart cannot be free. Forgiving is the stronger thing to be. It's not the color of your eyes, not your hypnotizing smile. It's not any of the many things that everyone can see. It's the way you always knew what they told you wasn't true. It's how you made yourself the person that they taught you not to be. That's what makes you beautiful to me. A young man's eyes see beauty in what is on the surface, not within. He will walk past what is beautiful to be near the thing that shines. But these old man's eyes find beauty in the story, in the journey. They have seen too much to be fooled by what attracts a young man's eyes. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. There was nothing that this world could do to crush the love inside of you. Under neglect, abuse, and selfishness, you were caring, kind, and generous. It is the lonely road that brought you here. It's how all alone you persevered. It's the defiance and the tenacity of your heart song of humanity. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful to me.
Oh, Dawn, that is so beautiful.
Oh, I love it,
Thank
Dawn.
you.
It's
Wow.
I love
Awesome.
that song. I love that song.
All
great
right.
song.
So that's gonna be the end of me playing guitar here. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna have a dance party. So those of you who need a little tech education now. So in order to do, we're gonna play the song I wrote after that one, which is the opposite of that. That song. It's a novel crammed into a song, right? But this one has got no redeeming qualities at all. It's just got a backbeat and it's called Boom Chugga Wang Wang, right? And it's going to be my most popular song. I'm going to be, you're going to go to weddings in the future, and this is what you're going to hear because it's the kids can dance to it. But anyway, so in order to get, so everybody go into gallery view. All right, if you know how to do that, let's look at you all. And we're going to go down here where it says stop video. So Teresa, I want you to do this too, all you guys. Like get on your anything. So like go in your video part of your Zoom, right? And where it says choose video filters, you go in there. And when you click that on, you should see a bunch of things. One, you should see a video of yourself, right? And then a bunch of icons underneath. But let's start with the video of yourself. If you have the new version of Zoom, you can do this. If you're on a Mac, you can on a PC, you can do it, I think. So what we want to do is what Alan's doing. You see Alan, he's flipped his screen over. So Brandon, what is it? The top right corner? I don't have it on mine, so
Yeah, in the top right corner of where you can see your video screen from the backgrounds or filter screen, you'll see a little rotate button that
that's
allows
if
you
you're
to
on a
rotate 90
PC, right?
degrees at a time.
If
It's
you're-
on PC or Mac as long as you have one of the newer versions of Zoom.
So when you get to that, you can rotate your screen. You see Sarah, you see Alan, you see So you guys are my key people, the people that can do this because we want you dancing on the ceiling. So as we get going, I want you to go like this, like you're dangling, like you're hanging from the ceiling. Beautiful, lovely, done. Now the rest of you, like me, you got down beneath here are all these icons. So you can put like a hat on. You can find a halo. You can put this one. One of these things looks like a burglar. Where's that? Here you go. This is the guy from Lynn going over to Marblehead to see what he can find over there.
You click on studio effects, you can get lipstick and eyebrows, and mustache.
So what we want is for everybody to dress up, to do as much as you can, but definitely if you're on a PC and you can and you can dangle from the ceiling, very important. And the other thing that's great about dangling from the ceiling, you can do a halo too. Where's that? I lost my halo. That's not the first time I've said that in my life. I don't know where that is. All right. So in any case, so we're gonna do all of this, and then now we're gonna have a dance party. So this is a song I wrote called "Boom Chugga Wang Wang." Has no redeeming qualities, nothing. There's nothing going on in this song except booty shaking, which is the direction of my career now. So here we go. I'm gonna play it loud. I'm gonna stand up. If you can stand up, that's good too. And this is the end of the Dawn White Zoom. Look at Damien and his guys. They're like coming out of like a sci-fi movie over there with lollipops. Come on, sci-fi and lollipops. You can't beat that. All right. So here we go. Boom Chugga Wang Wang. Dawn White dance party. I see my friend Ophelia. She looks beautiful over there with an elephant. Is that an elephant, Ophelia? You look beautiful. All right, so go ahead, Brandon. Let's do a little dance party.
I love you, big mama, let me say that thing. Boom, chucka wang, wang, boom, chucka wang. When I see you chucka wang, it makes me wanna sing. Boom, chucka wang, wang, boom, chucka wang. Boom, chucka wang, wang, boom, chucka wang. My mom wants me to read and try to use my brain, but I just wanna see my baby boom, chucka wang. Chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang, boom chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang. The DJ at the wedding is so damn lame. To get this party jumping, play boom chucka wang, boom chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang, boom chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang. Break it down. Boom. Ow. Boom. Ow. Chucka wang wang. Chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang, boom chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang.
Ow! Boom, chicka wang wang.
Hey, John, that's awesome.
Excellent dance party, boys and girls. Excellent. Nicely
awesome.
done. All right. And Ophelia, if we had a prize, we would give it to you because you did the best dancing of anybody. That's right. Nice job coming out of Kentucky there. All right. We'll take another 2-minute break. We'll be back with our after party and song circle and special guests and all of that. Thank you everybody for being here. If you can donate to the grocery bill, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. 2 minutes. I'll be back and we'll see what happens.
Hey Don.
Yes.
I just wanted you to know my donation is a specific one.
Okay.
It's designated for the Fluffernutter Fund.
All right, so we can talk about that later. Lynn is the home of Marshmallow Fluff. That's why there's no teeth in this town. You know, one thing about Marshmallow Fluff, you can use it to grout the bathroom with it too. I just want you to know, right? It'll seal those cracks up in your tile as well. All right, I'll be back in 2 minutes, everybody. Thank you for coming. You've made this year so good for me. Just kept me together, so I appreciate you. All right, there you go. All right. All right, here we are. We're back again in front of Peter Max. There he is right there. Peter Max photo, poster from my youth. It's not worth much because it's damaged, but if you want it, make me an offer. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the after party. Unmute yourselves. Those of you on other platforms, you're welcome to come over here if you can behave yourselves. All right. So let's start with my friend John Svecki. This is a fellow that I've known a long time. We co-write together. He's written a lot of the music for the newer songs especially. But going back, Angel in Pieces, he wrote the music for that. We collaborated on that. The Lumper song, a bunch of them. There's a few songs on the new album. He's a good friend of mine. He's in a band called The Loomers. Great songwriter and a real good friend of mine. I've known him a long time. So glad that he could be with us tonight. So let's put our hands together, unmute a little bit so we can make him feel good, and welcome Mr. John Svecki.
Hey, John. Good to see you, my friend.
All right, John.
Great to see you, John.
For having me, Don.
Sure, man.
I forgot to let everybody know that it is I will cop to maybe apologize for the boom chucka wang wang that you just heard. That,
I did tell him it was you, right?
Oh,
That
you
it was,
did?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your voice, yeah.
That's me singing. Singing.
Can the kids dance to it? That's all I want to know. Can the kids dance to it? Does it got a beat? Then it's worth money.
The kids can dance to it. That's all.
All right, why don't you get us started with the tune here, John?
All right. Hey, I see my friend Chris Chandler in there. At least that looks like Chris from there. And I was planning on playing this song, but it gives me an opportunity to say I carry with me a memory of Chris and I and Jim Infantino hanging around in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in it's probably 1990, 89, 90. And I was working on a song then, which is not this one, but I was working on a song, and Chris and Jim, I played it for Chris and for Jim. And Chris said to me, what he said to me at that moment was like, change the song. And I think about all the time when I write, which is you need like a description of this thing that's happening. You need a more specific description because that will pull in your listener better. And I thought, oh, okay. And I continue to think about this. And it was like probably this toss off little comment that Chris made because he's a brilliant writer himself. But it was just like, it has stuck with me for 30 years. And I'm psyched that he's here and I can say that and say hello and play a song that it has lots of detail in it. That's why I bring this up. And it's very sad. My daughter tells me that it's sad but not depressing. Grandpa comes to visit most every Saturday. I wait there by the living room window till I see his sky blue Chevrolet. He takes me out for ice cream, takes me to the park. Sometimes if he's up for it, we might play catch in the yard. And he tells me, mind your mama, get good grades in school, hold out your hand, close your eyes, I've got something for you. It's a matchbox car. Grandpa says this little black car looks exactly like the Packard I was driving when I married your grandma. It ain't a painted plastic toy that might last for a week. It's a die-cast memory, a matchbox car. Grandpa worked the night shift 37 years, and when he came home every morning, he would play 3 rounds of solitaire. He never missed Aunt Joe's recitals or Daddy's baseball games, and he always bought white daffodils for Grandma on her birthday. And he keeps a yellowed scrapbook full of faded green Polaroids and a shoebox full of souvenirs from when he was a boy. A matchbox matchbox car. This hot rod with the gold door, it's a copy of that old Ford I restored with your dad in our garage. It ain't a painted plastic toy that might last for a week. It's a die-cast memory, a matchbox car. Wheels turn, time rolls by. It's been 40 years since Grandpa died. I can't forget that cold gray night. Grandma called us with the news. I was by my father's side in our frozen living room. When I noticed he was crying, I didn't know what I should do. So I said, hold out your hand, close your eyes. I've got something for you. It's a matchbox car. Grandpa said, this little black car looks exactly like the Packard he was driving when he married Grandma. And his hot rod with the gold door, it's a copy of the old Ford you restored with him out in your garage. And this shiny sky blue Chevrolet reminds me of the Saturdays he'd visit us and stay till it got dark. It ain't a painted plastic toy that might last for a week. It's a die-cast memory, a matchbox car. It's a die-cast memory, a matchbox car.
Oh, John, that was beautiful.
Thanks, John.
Awesome.
That was great.
Johnny.
That was good.
Nice job.
That was good, John. So, John, you'll hang around. We'll go around a few times. And we'll chat maybe the next time through. Does that work for you?
Perfect.
All right, one more time for my friend John Svecki.
Yay, John. Sounded great.
All right, now I'm so delighted to have my friend Teresa here. She's coming from Colorado. She used to live here. It's been a while since she's been around here, but I'm a big fan of her work and her songwriting, her music, and her as a person. Just a lovely person, and it's one of the things I love about doing this is that I get to share people. I get to see them for one thing, which and then I get to share them with you. So let's welcome Teresa Storch, and then we'll.
Hey, Teresa, it's been so long.
All right. Teresa, why don't you introduce Peter to us?
This is my partner in music and crime and other life things, Mr. Peter Laces.
Hey, nice to meet you, Peter.
We met out here. He's a great guitar player, so I was like, let's play some songs. And then it's been, 7.5 years. So.
Good. Why don't you kick it off for us, and then the next time through we'll chat a little bit, all right?
Does that sound good? It's good to see Chris Chandler, too. Is he still here? Did he leave? I'm missing him. He was here a second ago. I met him at the Kerrville Folk Festival. So I was This is a fun song that I actually wrote when I was at Kerrville one time, so I thought that was kind of a nice connection. I don't know, trying to make sure my volume is good. Let's see if I can hear it. Here we go. All right. Singing with me?
I'll sing with you.
Okay, thanks. 1, 2. What if I told you then that I loved you? If I went back in time and told you then that I loved you, could I make you mine? The night we met, I caught you looking. As I noticed you looked away. Later that same night when I called out to say goodbye, you ran straight up, looked me in the eye. What if I told you then that I loved you? If I went back in time and told you then that I loved you, could I make you mine? Night you drove me back from New York City, true story. It took all night in your van. And told me that our talking kept you from toking up. Well, baby, better than drugs is what I am. What if I told you then that I loved you? If I went back in time, told you then that I loved you, could I make you mine? Well, late night and we're drinking on your birthday. You asked if I would stay.
You wanna stay?
Well, maybe I should have known you never would be bolder. But baby, why don't you try me like tomorrow when you're sober?
Rats.
What if I told you then that I loved you? If I went back in time, told you then that I loved you, could I make you mine? Well, I love you, now you know. Seeing you reminds me all the more. Never thought I would, but someone told me that I should, because you never ever know. What if I told you then that I loved you? If I went back in time and told you then that I loved you, could I make you mine? Could I make you mine? Could I make you mine? Could I make you mine?
Yeah.
Oh, Teresa.
Teresa,
That's
thank you.
awesome. Great song.
Oh man, thank you so much. So will you guys hang around a couple times? We'll go around a few times, and then the next time through, we'll do like we'll catch up. We'll talk a little bit. Is that
Of
that work for you
course.
guys?
We're here. We're not
All right,
going
one more
anywhere.
time for Teresa and Peter.
Hey, Teresa and Peter. Wow.
So I was
So
just
good to see
about
you
to drag my poet back in, but I see he disappeared. Did anybody? You don't see him anywhere. Damien.
He messaged in the chat, said he had to drive his friend home, so he wasn't going to be able to stick around for the rest of it.
All right, well that's good. So Chandler, you want to do one? Where are you? You still here? Chris Chandler, I see your iPhone icon there. This is opportunities knocking.
Yeah, we're
knock,
open
knock,
here.
knock. All right. Maybe next time. All right. So Brian Dozer, what about you? Do you want to play something?
Sure. Right now?
I'll tell you what. We'll go around one more time, and then you can be ready at the end of that. Does that work? So you don't have to rush. All right. And if Chandler pops in, we'll get him to do one. And if Tim Mason's over there someplace, Shannon, we can get him to do a little poetry tonight too. What the heck? We'll bring everybody in. All right. So John, let's just start the round again. So let's talk a little bit. So when I first met you, you were living in a basement apartment in Harvard Square. That sound right?
That is true. Yes.
That is true. Yeah, and we first met when I first saw you, I think, or knew of you. You were playing at the O Vienna, which Tim Mason ran, of course, and you had maybe among all of us the biggest fan base, and I don't know what it was, a group from WPI or something like that. Do you remember that? You know what I'm talking about? From
My wife Heather called them the Group W bench.
John would play these open mic features, and there'd be like college students packed all the way down the stairwell and everything. And I don't know, you had some kind of magic with them at that point, right? That's right? Yeah.
That was right for a little while, sure.
It was great. Those were great big shows. I mean, it was lively and spirited and just wonderful. So
They were so much fun back then. The Worcester Poly group, and there was a group from Westford that were like End Construction and Me fans, and it was really like the Group W bench, Westford, Worcester Polytech. But Worcester was crazy. For a few years, Worcester was like, it was mosh pits and like, breaking things at shows. I'm like, oh my
yeah, that's the kind of folk music we like right there. Yeah.
really fun, really funny at the same time. But it was really great. It was really great.
I saw Steve Poltz one time dive off the stage in Passim. There was like 30 people there in their 70s. They were all breaking their hips trying to carry him across the tables. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen. So mosh pits and folk shows, it does happen, but it's not pretty.
So funny. So funny.
Well, why don't you play a tune for us and
Okay, so I wrote I'm going to attempt a reversion of this song that I wrote this song for Valentine's Day and posted it on Facebook and played it, did a recording of it, that big rock and roll sort of recording, and Heather sang with me, and it was really fun. But I also think it could be kind of cool as a quiet little sort of Bill Morrissey like folk song. So I'm gonna attempt to do this Valentine's Day song as a quieter song. How about that?
Sure.
Driving through quaint New England towns, snowflakes in the air and on the ground, back roads to our weekend getaway, anticipating Valentine's Day, sleeping in all day, we missed the sights, scandalized the maitre d' that night. Chocolate cake, roses, and champagne, kissing you on Valentine's Day. On that Valentine's Day, under blankets, under stars, on that Valentine's Day, holding hands, holding heart, the magic of a kiss, the magic of a wish, the magic of those memories won't fade. The magic of Valentine's Day. Winter in our quaint New England town, snowflakes in the air and on the ground, thinking of this life that we have made. Loving you on Valentine's Day. On this Valentine's Day, under blankets, under stars. On this Valentine's Day, holding hands, holding hearts, the magic of a kiss, the magic of a wish, the magic of those memories won't fade. The magic of Valentine's Day. The magic of Valentine's Day.
Nice. Beautiful.
Peter, that was really, yeah, John, that was really beautiful.
Thank you, Neil.
Nice job, John. John, do you your CD still available, like in discs or just downloads these days? If somebody wanted to pick up something, can they go to your website and get it?
Yeah, they can go to the Loomers website. I think their stuff is in the chat room there. It's just loomers.com, and like everything that I've recorded and the Loomers recorded and the Old End Construction CD is on there. Everything's available by download at this point. You just go to the website and just check them all out and everything.
Cool, man. So we'll go around one more time. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Thank you, John. One more time for John.
Yeah, John.
Hey, John.
All right. So here, before we get Teresa and Peter back, Chandler, are you still here? Did you, Mr. Chandler? So you keep kind of
He
popping.
popped in and now he's
Popped in
gone.
now, right? So, all right. So you are all witnesses to the fact that I tried to get him into this thing. Right? All right. So
We got Tim Mason.
we got Tim Mason. So this is what I think we'll do. We'll get Teresa and Peter to do a tune, and then we'll get Brian Dozer to sing song. Then maybe Tim Mason will go around one more time after. It'll be like a old Vienna Naked City reunion here. What's left of Naked City is still here. All right. So
Yeah, and Chandler dropping in and out is perfect for that scenario.
oh yeah. He sometimes, I tried to get him in a couple other times, but he's elusive. He's like a ghost. All right. So, Teresa, let's talk, you and I, a little bit.
Let's talk.
So, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Omaha, Nebraska.
So,
if you
do
knew
wanna
that.
meet Tommy and Marlene? They're representing Nebraska in square number 7 over there. There they are right there.
Nebraska, representing.
Represent, and then Marlene runs a storytelling festival out there in Kearney, Nebraska, well worth checking out. And also, if you're you must know this growing up there, that it's my wife and I drove out there and watched the crane migration, the sandhill crane migration.
Oh yeah, that's so
that's-
amazing to go see. So I'm
Oh,
glad you
that-
did that.
Yeah, we did it as COVID was like when we were driving back across the country. They kept shutting states off as soon as we left them. Like like Illinois.
You're not coming back.
We're in a hotel room in New York, right? There was 80 rooms. We were the only people in it. It was like the hotel in New Hampshire. The what do they call it? You know what I'm talking about? The John here's Johnny, that hotel.
The Shining.
The Shining.
That's from
That's
Estes
actually
Park,
here in Colorado.
Colorado.
It was based on the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. That's where
really?
he stayed. Yeah, that's where Stephen
You
King
can do
stayed.
you can do
and
the
wrote
Shining
that.
tour.
Yeah, you can do the Shining tour.
Sounds
They
good.
also filmed part of Dumb and Dumber there too. But,
Two classics right there.
yeah.
Bookends.
How did you wind up in Boston when I met you? Were you going to school here? Or?
You want the long story or the short story?
I think the
I
short
had a
story.
roommate. It's so crazy. I randomly ended up there. I was living in Boulder. Went to school out here in Colorado. My roommate was from Boston, and she played she knew all of these musicians, Peter Mulvey, Ellis Paul. I mean, she got me into Patty Griffin and Martin Sexton when they were really small. So I was like, where did all these people come from? I need to go there. So she was done with school and she went back to Boston. I kind of followed her. I knew one person. I knew her, and decided to get a job in Cambridge. And I was doing software engineering, and so it was pretty easy to get a software job at some MIT startup. Some MIT guys had a startup there that I joined, and that's how I ended up in Boston, since I had a decent job and one friend. And then I started doing open mics.
You need a job to support your open mic habit.
Yeah, my open mic habit at the Kendall Cafe and the Burren and Club Passim.
I tried to get Danielle Moralia to come tonight, but Tom has a Thursday thing, and so they compete with each other. You can hear Tom blasting his bass while she's trying to play in another room. But
do they both? I think it's just his. Does she have one too on Thursdays? I know I watched.
No, but he does. So she doesn't want to be competing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If she's watching somewhere else, then you would hear him playing. He's hilarious though. So there's those are still my Tom and Danielle are like my Boston music family. I mean, you are too, Don White.
Tom, so he can be just contributing right now.
Should we get him on?
No, he'll take the whole thing over. He does the Tom show after that. I know. All right, why don't you guys play a tune for us?
Well, I wanted to play this one I wrote when I was touring a lot and I was driving, and my life was just amazing and hard and amazing. It's called Happy Girl. Sometimes I get sad. I am a happy girl. I have an open heart. I have an open heart. And though sometimes I feel bad, I have an open heart. And I love this world, even when it hurts. I am a happy girl. I am a happy girl. I have a peaceful soul. I have a peaceful soul. And though sometimes I get mad, I have a peaceful soul. I have a quiet mind. I have a quiet mind. And though sometimes I react, I have a quiet mind. And I love this world, even when it hurts. I am a happy girl. I am a happy girl. her.
Oh man.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, that was beautiful, Teresa. Really nice.
I love this
That's what
world
you
even
do
when
right
it
there.
hurts. Yeah. I
So
love
great to see you again.
Man, that was
you.
really good. Nicely done. I love this world even when it hurts, man. That's
That really is.
that's beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. So you hang around. We'll go around one more time for our friends over there from Colorado, Teresa and Peter.
Oh, Teresa and Peter. Great
All
job.
Love you
right.
guys. It's so good to be here.
So now, dragging them out of the corner here, my friend. This is like part of the old Vienna, Naked City reunion thing with Svetki and all that. Oh, first of all, before we leave, Teresa, you guys gonna do a live stream? Did you say? Coming up.
We are. We've been slacking on the live streams, so thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, we have one coming up on May 12th. It's a Wednesday, so Wednesday's our date night because that's when the kids that we have halftime go to the other family.
Because anyone
other
would be
mother.
a good parent 50% of the time.
So we're like, date night Wednesday. Let's play some music.
Oh yeah.
So come join us Wednesday, May 12th. We'll be on Facebook and YouTube.
Teresa
Same
Storch on Facebook and YouTube, right? Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so
just look up
everybody
Teresa Storch. That
Make a note
name.
of that. Should be playing that great song that she just played just then, right? Guaranteed to play.
For sure. Yeah, we play Happy Girl a lot.
That's right. I love this world even when it hurts. All right. So moving on now. Let's get to Brian Dozer. Now, Brian, how you been, buddy?
I've been pretty good, Don.
Good.
Busy.
Good. So thanks for jumping in here. Why don't you give us a tune, just like for old time's sake here.
Sure. Well, before I do though, I want to give props out to John and his wife Heather. Did this beautiful pastel painting of me.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is John's wife did this.
Wow.
This is actually a picture, a blow up of it. But the original's in a museum somewhere, I'm sure.
You look really nice, Brian.
That's my promo shot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
It was this was a spontaneous picture that someone took in 2014 when I was singing at a festival up in Newburyport. So
Wow, that's neat.
it came out really well. So I wanted to blow it up so I could put it on my wall because I need more pictures of me around me. I had this strange little time window tonight, so thank you for asking me, Don. And of course, I wore my best jean jacket tonight to make sure I look good. But here's this. This is a song. Every now and then I think of this, especially on a night like tonight when it's raining really heavily. And this is I wrote lullabies early on. There's one on the End Construction disc I did with John and Jim Infantino and Ellis Paul. And then I wrote another one later, and I always said, well, the first one's for a baby, the second one's for a mother, and this is a lullaby I wrote for a friend who was moving away to California, and I knew I wasn't going to. It was a younger friend and her daughter, so I wrote this kind of to the two of them. It's called "Listen to the Rain." Forget your lines, forget your shoes, you can even forget the train. Forget the time, forget the blues, and listen to the rain. Remember the smiles, remember the years, remember the faces and the names. Remember the love that you hold dear, and listen to the rain. Feel the thunder and the cry of the wind as it whistles through the window panes. It's like a whisper as you sleep in the night, listening to the rain. Just listen to the rain. Listen to the rain.
Nice. Very nice.
Whoa, Brian, that was awesome.
That was
That was beautiful.
Brian. Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Woo!
Question-
All
we have a
right,
question.
Brian.
What tuning was that in? Was that just drop D? What
Just
was
drop
that?
D.
That's what I thought. Okay. It's
Drop
beautiful.
D. You know, I have a tuning that I call EGAD. Have you ever heard that one?
I don't know. As an electric
You
primary
get-
player, I'm always impressed by like fingerstyle guitar players and people that play in these open tunings. So
That was really good. It just rolled, didn't it? Just rolled right along.
Totally.
Nicely done, Brian.
Gorgeous.
Beautifully done. Brian Dozer.
Yeah, Brian, I've never
Thank you,
seen
everyone.
play like that,
Brian.
Brian.
I'm gonna watch the rest on Facebook. I have to go pick up my son, but
All right. Thanks for stopping by, Brian. We'll see you.
great to see you as always.
Great
All
to
right.
see you, Brian.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to start our lightning round here. We're going to kick it off with Tim Mason. Tim Mason, you know, people that brought a lot of us together back in the day. There he is, coming to us from New Mexico. Tim, why don't you throw some words at us?
All right. Well, I got to deviate a little bit from the lightning round concept. One, I just watched this mostly on Facebook, and I've got to say it's much better here in Zoom. So just a testimony, and anybody that's hanging out on those other platforms, this is where you really get the feeling for it.
Yeah, that's
And I can't stress that enough. Also, I'm going to actually read a piece as a preview and a practice for on May 8th, where I'm working with the trio of poets. It's Reggie Gibson and Jenna Kirkpatrick.
wow.
And we're doing a big piece at Reggie Architecture called this poem called Life, as a vigil that we do with Bobby Mendez Peace Legacy every year, honoring Matthew Mendez, who was murdered in a drive-by back in 2007. And there's always been a gathering, a small gathering, and this year we're going to do this poem called Life as a online candlelight vigil, and we've got some contributions from Tom Posada Rao and probably from Gangster Grass as well. So that's May 8th, and this is one of the pieces that I'm going to do in that presentation. It also kind of fits with Teresa and Peter's date night on Wednesdays, because this poem is it's called Father's Day. She lights up and bounds into my arms and holds tight. I've surprised her this alternate Friday, left messages unchecked, emails queued, and beat the traffic out of town for no other reason than this weekend I get to be daddy. 4 days a month isn't much. We fill it full of routine, normal things, as if the way things are is the way things ought to be. We stop for wieners, 2 for $1. She counts the change, buys a paper for the comics. We'll stop for groceries before the hour-and-a-half ride home. I'll hear about school. She'll read, perhaps aloud to me. She'll nap, prepare herself for Blockbuster in the night, up past her bedtime. I count the weekends, months slip by. She's not so easy to carry anymore. I hear her converse with a depth that surprises me. Her innocence is getting more complicated. Harry Potter trivia requires research. I want a cigarette. I want to understand. I want all these things to slow down. I just want to be called daddy. My ex tells me the big changes are coming. My lover tells me the big changes are coming. And somewhere I know the big changes are coming, but not now. This weekend, we do something different. We stop at a lake, spend an hour skipping stones.
Yeah, nicely done, Tim.
Oh, that was great,
Thanks,
Tim.
Tim.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Gorgeous.
I look forward to hearing you and Jenna and Reggie. Wow.
That's gonna be a 8:30 Club production, Tim.
That's right.
All right.
The 8:30 Club, it'll be a candlelight vigil.
Okay.
And yeah, and the kicker of this, that little girl is now 30 and she just visited.
Oh, Ruby. Cool Ruby.
Ruby.
Yeah,
That's
right.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
right.
No way. She's 30. Wow.
I know.
Remember.
We have an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old, so
Someday they'll be
changes are coming.
The big change is coming.
I know. Well, and the thing is that they're like these little wonderful little people, and then they vanish. Even when they show up, the little one is not there anymore.
I know.
You keep looking for them.
Tim, can you throw that into the chat, the day and the time?
Yeah. It'll take me a minute, but I can do that.
Yeah.
All right, one more time for Tim Mason, everybody.
Hey, Tim. Great to see you, kiddo.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
All right, boys and girls, we call this the lightning round. What it doesn't mean anything. It just means that I'm not going to yap in between or anything. So, John Savicki, on your mark, get set, go, folk singer, go.
Tim, I have to tell you that I am having full on Santa Fe envy looking at your house there. I don't know. We love Santa Fe, and man, we're just gonna crash at your place when we come out there next time. This is a song that we're a couple weeks away from being able to make this sentiment reality again. My mother baked the best damn apple pies. She always said it was Grandma's recipe. She made them on Thanksgiving for 40-something years. Made our house a home to friends and family. Gather round me, my children. Gather round, old friends of mine. Gather round, my door is open. You are welcome anytime. Gather round my kitchen table. It's waiting for you now. Gather round, gather round, gather round. My wife sings like an angel, and that's no lie. She can find a harmony in any song. And when we sing together, man, the whole world disappears. And it sounds so great when everybody sings along with us. And gather around me, my children. Gather round, old friends of mine. Gather round, my door is open. You are welcome anytime. Gather round, our basement concert. It's waiting for you now. Gather round, gather round, gather round. go to church on Sundays, at least I try. I'm hungry for salvation from the news. That when I listen to the sermons and the music in the air, my heart is filled with love and gratitude. Gather round me, my children. Gather round, oh, friends of mine. Gather round, my door is open, and you are welcome anytime. Gather round my sanctuary, it is waiting for you now. Gather round, gather round, gather round. Gather round me, my children. Gather round, oh, friends of mine. Gather round, my heart is open. You are welcome anytime. Gather round my kitchen table. It's waiting for you now. Gather round, gather round, gather round. Gather round, gather round, gather round.
Woo! That was beautiful, John. Thank you.
That was beautiful, John.
Oh man, I'm
Songs.
about I think like 9 days away from being able to go have a hug fest with my grandchildren. So you're killing me with that song, I gotta tell you. All right, like I just want to be like sitting around, hanging around, singing songs and hugging everybody. And so thanks a lot for that, John. One more time, John Specky.
Yay, John!
John.
All right, Teresa and Peter, take us down the road. Alan DeBay, if you've got a short one, we'll squeeze you in after this. Okay, buddy?
Nice. Should we rock out? I got this electric guitar player, so we gotta rock out a little bit sometimes.
All right,
I gotta let them loose, you know.
And Teresa,
Keep 'em on the
thank you so much for being here. I just think the world of you, you know, and I hope we get to be face to face sometime soon. And thanks to you, Peter. You know.
Yeah, we
Likewise.
we were supposed to get married last June, so let's move to next October. Or this coming October, finally.
Congratulations.
Mistletoe.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been so. We're just looking forward to hugging everyone too. So if you want to come out to Colorado to the wedding, let me know. Anyone? I'm kind of like opening it up to anyone.
Wow. Great, Teresa.
Strangers off the street. Can I hug you?
The wedding is like an open mic.
But this is I wanted to play this for my friend Shannon down there, who is my activist friend I haven't seen in years. So good to see you. This is my activist song I wrote recently. It's brand new, and we hope to put it out on our next album. It's called Would I Burn, and inspired a bit by Vance Gilbert, and just wanting to change things in the world for friends, people of color. So wondering what I could do personally. So. Would I burn like Joan of Arc? Believe my words. No spark or fear of fire would make me denounce them. Would I stand like Dr. King? Believe the vision of my dream. No burning cross, the threat of death would take it from me. What would I burn for? Could I draw the racist raft? Would I stand for anything where I'd feel bullets whizzing past? Would I burn? Could I sit at Gandhi's feet, sit while surrounded by police, be the change I want to see, simply emanating peace? Could I have Mandela's heart, forgive my captors for their part, call them my equals, while from their prison I am released? Would I burn for, would I die for my beliefs? Could I be a burning light to point us towards our own release? Would I give my life just to do what's right? Would I give my life? Would I burn? Well, I was born with wealth and skin. It absolves me of my sins, gives me freedom to go where others aren't allowed in. I never had the need to fight. Now I stand up for our rights. Yes, here I am. I demand we stop this spread of fear and lies. It's what I burn for, to stand for my belief. There are things we all can do to make a world of peace. It's what I burn for. I'm asking for the proof. We have to have a world today that is based upon the truth. I will give my life just to do what's right. I will give my life. I will give my life. Would I burn? Would I burn? Would I burn like Joan of Arc? Believe my words. No spark or fear of fire would make me denounce them.
Whew, that was powerful. Thank you so much, Teresa.
Oh, Teresa.
R&D
that
Storch,
was
R&D
amazing. So amazing.
Can't wait to get that song out in the world. You know.
I was going to say, is it
We
out
need it.
somewhere, Teresa?
It's not on a record yet. We just have. There's live versions. We did it.
So this is
There's-
amazing thing that
there's
happened
one on
last year where we all
Facebook.
got stuck in our house for a year. So we've been writing a record.
Wow. Is it,
And we've been trying to get our band together to finally record now. Like
we wanna record a
we
band
finally
record
are
and
able
stuff,
to get everyone who's vaccinated in a room and hang out.
So we've written the songs, we've
Yeah.
we've done demos, so we have things kind of ready to go, and we just can't wait to get together with people and unleash it.
And get it out there.
Wow.
So there's some live versions. I mean, it's like us doing it on Facebook Live, and stuff like that.
But
So
not
nothing
proper.
amazing, but not proper.
We haven't done it properly yet.
We will let you know. Follow us on Facebook. Send me an email. I'll put you on my email list. And we will do some tours back east. Like I really want to get back to touring. We do have day jobs, but damn, we gotta get back to playing music
I mean,
with a vengeance.
it's like we could have been anywhere this past year.
I know we could have toured. Wait, no, we couldn't have. But
Actually, I think we could have.
Is your email still the same, Teresa?
TeresaStorch@gmail.com or Teresa@teresastorch.com if that's easier to remember.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll be in touch.
That would
Thank
be
you guys
fun.
so much for being here.
Oh,
This
that was
great.
wonderful.
I hope you have good health and that things are good for you. Congratulations on your nuptials, your two-come nuptials. And,
Did I pick a good one, Dawn? You
Yeah,
think?
good one.
Okay.
I was trying to picture you married to someone who didn't play music, and I couldn't do it. So
I tried it. It didn't go out so well before the first time. So
yeah, gotta have a musician in the family.
Don's
thank
like
you so-
another, family member. I need to get his approval of,
Right.
for this,
Well, listen, stop by anytime. But if you've got something you want to promote or anything, I'll do like I did with Brian, just pull you in for a tune, or you can just
Right on.
announce what you're doing. And there's only, but there's not. The most of the people are in the other platforms, but people see this thing. So you're welcome anytime. I think the world of you guys. All right, let's hear it for these guys.
Hey, Teresa and
Cheers,
Peter,
everybody.
that was so wonderful.
All right, so
Good to
because
see
he's
you
got the best backdrop and the best hat, and he's just the loveliest man, I'm gonna ask my friend Alan, who is it's just one of the greatest people I've ever met. He's coming to us from the great rectangular state of Kansas. We got a lot of rectangular states here. Teresa, your state's a rectangle. Nebraska, rectangle, but Kansas is the rectangularist of them all. And he's just a lovely man. So if you've got a short one, Alan, I'd love to have you sort of wrap this thing up for us, buddy. Go ahead.
All right, Alan.
Woo!
Yay, house.
Well, I'll tell you a really short one today called Golfer's Dream. Now, I am a terrible golfer, and I admit it. I might be one of the world's worst golfers that you have ever seen. I mean, one time when I was golfing, I hit the ball onto 5 different holes. Another feat I've accomplished is I ended up hitting the ball behind me 40 yards by ricocheting it off the women's tee block. That's how bad I am. I rarely get a par. As for a birdie, well, I may have hit a robin on the course before. An eagle, that would be illegal and make the eagle ill, so I have not even tried. A double eagle? Who finds gold on a golf course? A hole in one? Well, maybe a gopher hole one time. But I'm pretty bad. And the particular day I'm going to tell you about, I was doing pretty good for me. I had 2 bogeys, a double bogey, and I was getting ready for hole number 4. And I just hit that ball as hard as I could. It looked kind of funny, and then I couldn't find my ball anywhere. Well, I just dropped the ball and hit it again, and when I got to the cup, there was 1.5 balls inside of that cup. Somehow my first ball had split in half, and half of the ball had landed in the cup. I was like, this is pretty amazing. So I went on to the next hole and I golfed it and got a bogey. And when I reached into that cup, there was once again 1.5 balls inside of the cup. And that's the day I got 2 hole-in-ones in one shot. Thank you.
All right, Alan.
Math
All
magic.
right, Alan.
Thank you.
Edmund, what is the date of the Kansas Storytelling Festival?
September 17th and 18th this year.
Of this September 17th and 18th. And it's generally right before the Cave Run, right? Is that right?
Yeah, it's usually the last full weekend of April.
Uh-huh. Okay. Wonderful. So thanks a lot for not just for your great talents, but for all the support and good energy that you put into all the artists. If you have Alan as a friend, he's gonna buy your CDs. He's gonna come to your stuff. He's gonna let people know about you. He's just a noble man, and he also has the best backdrop and the best hat tonight. So if we had a prize, we could give it to him. Alan DeBay. All right.
Hey, Alan. Great to
Thanks,
see you, my
Alan.
friend.
Thanks,
All
Alan.
right.
Thank you.
All right, so here, thanks everybody. Let's hear it again for everyone. Teresa Stort and your friend Peter there, and then of course John Svetke, the man, the myth, the legend.
Hey, John.
Tim Mason, Ryan Dozer.
Hey, Brian.
And
Tim Mason.
And Tim Mason, yeah, and our friend Alan there at the end. All right, so here, this is a song that I wrote way before COVID that took on new meaning during COVID, and now it's taking on new meaning again because I have got a lot of pent up getting out and causing trouble in me, I have to tell you.
Oh, you done.
And I'm looking forward to doing it. Next week I'm doing a show in partnership with the ARC. We're splitting the money with the ARC in Ann Arbor. If you want to help me get the word out about that one, that would be good. We're going to have a nice group of people in the after party. The ARC is a legendary venue in Michigan. We're here every Thursday, whether they want us or not.
We always want you, Don.
You're the best.
Right.
You know, the people, Jay O'Callahan was here today, and he was asking me how long I'm going to do this because he's going to come in and do, just so you know, all you storytellers out there, Jay's going to do, be in the after party probably in May or June. He was asking me how long I'm going to do it. I go, until it's just me and the Hansons here and Sarah. That's until there's 5 of us here, and then we'll just like close the door behind me and pretend it never happened.
Oh, no, keep it going, Don. This is awesome.
Oh, we love
This is our
it.
Thursday night respite.
Sorry, we need you, Don. We need
Best
you.
day of the week.
All right, well, thanks. There's just enough money in it to keep me doing it. Plus I have so much fun. I mean, I get to see everybody, and and a lot of the people. Even when I'm back on the road, I'm not going to get to where you live. And, I've never played a show in New Mexico ever. Nebraska once. I'll go to Nebraska to see the cranes. I'll be coming up there in March. But all right, so here we go. Wrote it before COVID, had a meaning then. During COVID, took on new meaning. Now it has the third meaning. Here we go. I've got $300 bills that are all brand new. They are begging me to think of something cool to do. How about I'll take you downtown and spend them all on you? I don't want to stay home tonight. We have worked so hard for so many years. Built a home, a life, a family, and 2 careers. Saved our money for the future, now the future's here. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me. How it used to be every week on Friday night. There is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Me and Michael, Johnny, Richard, Ruthie, and Joan all had bouts with cancer last year, If cancer was a man, I would punch him in the throat. I don't want to stay home tonight. Time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and it wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me. How it used to be every week on Friday night. There is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Well, I know we can't party like we did before. can't stay out till 4 in the morning no more. But the house is paid off and the kids are all grown. What the hell have we been working for? What the hell have we been working for? Let's take a nap, take our inhalers, take a multivitamin, and then go out to hear some music with all of our friends who didn't die from the way we used to party back then. I don't want to stay home tonight. The time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home, can't stay home. I can't stay home again tonight.
Woo! All right, Don.
All right, Don. Oh, thank you, Don.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you for everything you bring us.
Thanks, everybody, for the show. It was awesome.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, everyone. And I got a shout out to John Svecki for those chords there in that song there. That's a co-write. There you go, John.
Nice.
Hey, John Svecki. Great to see you, my friend.
All right. Thank you, Kentucky. Let's see. Who am I going to just say goodbye state by state? Thank you, Kansas. Thank you, Colorado. Thank you, Nebraska. Thank you, Kentucky. Patricia, where do you live? Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Hampshire.
Ohio.
Ohio, where's Ohio? Oh, there you go. Anybody else? New Mexico, California. Where's that? Cheryl, where?
Central Mass.
Central Mass.
Yeah. I'm in Seabrook, Don.
You're in Seabrook.
Yep.
All right. So you know I'm going to be playing at Tupelo, right?
I do. I know.
Get some bodies out there because that'll be a good one. And
That's
you know
gonna be awesome.
Yeah. In the park. Don White plays the parking lot. All right.
We like the drive-in.
The drive-in, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
it's pretty good too. They've got little golf carts, so you can order, and they got their little golf cart with the kegs and the mixers on it, so you get your little booze buggy out there in the parking lot. It's like all fancied up, man. It's primo tailgating.
It's tailgating to the max, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna, if you know anybody who lives near New Hampshire, I could really use them. It's a Friday night, July 2nd. Those of you in Nebraska, you probably want to leave a week ahead of time, I would think.
That'll only take 24 hours from Ohio. Is it black tie?
Black tie fair. All right. Listen, it means so much to me that you guys have carried me through this thing. And I'm just happy to, when I see Thursday coming up, the fatigue of all of the pressure of all this just kind of pushes out of the way, and I just think I'm going to be with my friends. I'm going to hear some music. I'm going to play some music. And, one of the things I said at the beginning of COVID is that I'm not going to let it take my joy away from me. It can take my activities away. It can take my family away. It can do all this stuff. But I am going to defend my joy. And I think I've done pretty good. I have one day a month where I just need to be in bed for 24 hours. But as a general rule, I have tenaciously defended my joy, which is a good bet. If you want to be in a battle, that's where they can take other things from you, but when they get the joy, that's something you give to them. So they didn't take it, you gave it to them. So
you created a lot of joy this year.
Well, you got us through COVID too, Don.
Yeah.
That's right. You got us all through it.
Yeah.
Well, you're the best. So, as you know, we don't just end this like if I hit the button, then it's just this big white screen, and we all have this painful reminder of how alone we are in the world, an abrupt, painful reminder. So we'll just say goodbye one at a time. But before we do that, let's thank Brandon for doing all the magic.
Hey, Brandon! Brandon! Sullivan, great job. We love you, Brandon.
Brandon's wicked awesome.
Wake up,
All right, bye, everybody. Love you. Gotta go.
Good night.
Bye.
Good luck with the kitty.
Take it easy. Good night.
Say bye,
Take care.
Facebook.
Be well.
Bye,
Be safe.
YouTube.
Bye,
Good night, everybody.